Let me tell your future.
And if you feel like you're missing stuff, you can always turn it off in the little options menu and reload, and things should pop right. Nice.
What is it?
Oh yeah, it'll get slow for a while, and then once you start doing like some of the a little bit higher tier maps, it'll speed back up again, and then you'll start dying, and it'll go all over.
My mana is gone.
That's the one that makes them rare, right? Yeah. Save those. Nice. Yeah, and you can kind of all the crafting materials and currency and stuff like that kind of allow you to customize your gear a lot.
Why won't you let me leave? I found you so many yellow rocks. This pick is getting dull, and I'm so tired.
Found a trigger gem. Damn. Hang on to it, but keep your eye out for a bismuth flask. That gives you 35% resistances to all resistances. Yeah, I have a couple in my inventory, or in my stash. Ooh, this trigger gem is very nice.
My mana is gone. The upgrade orb, or? Oh yeah.
Another good find.
Yeah.
Welcome.
honestly only ever done the first first little bit, so I'm not
As I kneel over her
entirely
grave,
sure
the
how
night
much more
sky
difficult it gets
joins my
each time you go.
tears. The
Usually
earth
because I get my ass
becomes
whipped on the first one.
scattershot,
I never go back
by
and
sputtering
try it
hail.
until
She
late.
reaches out to me, and I smile.
My mana is gone.
Yeah, which is, you know, sometimes I'm worried, like, am I walking by something? But so far it seems like it does a pretty good job of showing me everything I need. Yeah, I've already built towards, like, attacking stuff gives me life over time. I don't have to use my health flask too often, unless I'm, like, just getting mobbed by stuff, and then I, you know, it's like half. But later on, like, you just kind of spam them, like, especially the speed fall.
Another good find.
My mana is gone.
Also, if you didn't know, like, if you're, like, in a weird spot where you, like, need your flasks, like, super bad, you can always portal out and run to town and fill them up and go back. I see some of the people doing, like, the high tier maps, they'll, like, get into, like, a little bit of a sticky state situation, just pop it and run back to town, or, like, there's a, like, a spell that allows you to instantly cast it without having to go into your inventory.
Another good find.
Gem color on it and links, but it took me like two of one and one. Well, the more sockets and the more stuff like that on it, and it decreased the chances. God. Oh, no wonder I'm getting beat up. Superior full ring mail. Ooh.
Hello.
Yeah, it kind of goes back and forth. Take the life regen. Can I re-roll this?
Stay out of the shadows. They bite.
Yes.
Tala.
Yeah, Sin.
Need something?
Sin's an alright guy. I like Sin. He's very prominent in the second half of the game. What is this place? Les Catacombs? I like that it's a little more challenging. Break these urns. Break them, break them, break them, break them. Trying to do bleeds, but the amount that the enemy bleeds for is based off how hard you hit. So like now I'm going back and like putting points in all of the different one-handed weapon instead of attack speed. So when I hit stuff, it just each one like buffs your physical damage by 40%, by 30%. It's like, oh yeah, I'll take all that. And then I have like my single target skill has a support gem in it that hits everything nearby, so I can apply bleeds that way. Because you were taking a lot of damage, or just because that's where your hand was?
My mana is gone.
trial, but I already have all those unlocked except for the last one for the last, whatchamacallit, labyrinth.
Once more into the breach, and once more we return victorious. Although I have to admit, I did not relish the sensation of imbibing that foul witch's soul. I felt decidedly unclean. Still, our journey nears completion. To the north lies Highgate, and the cessation of our efforts to extract the dark ember from my dearly departed beast. And none too soon. Every hour, Katava's strength grows, and the longer he and the other
Just
gods
told me
dwell
a
on this
bow
land,
is good for
the
leveling.
less is humanity's chance of survival.
How am I gonna beat stuff in the face
Once more into the breach.
with a bow?
Welcome. These owl eyes of mine have been watching the sun goddess from afar. The sun orb lies within her temple, guarded by her most ardent devotee, an exile who, in his insanity, has taken to calling himself the Dawn. That orb is the seed that must be stolen from this new son of hers and planted at the feet of his ancient mother. I've been keeping a close eye on that exile-turned-sycophant who calls himself the Dusk. Dusk carried the moon orb into the Linares temple and has not returned with it, not as far as I have seen. No doubt he clings to that orb like it's his adopted mother's own nurturing breast. If you were to wean him from the teat and place that orb at the bereft mother's feet, we may yet see the moon itself fall.
You'd suppose someone as crafty as Doedre would have kept her ugly head under wraps as soon as she saw you coming. I guess death robs us of many things, including our common sense. In
Looks
any
like
case,
I will be staying
thank
up
you.
for a while.
The sewers can run clear now that there's no fetid witch clogging up the pipes. Yeah.
Cause
Have a
Christian
little
came down
something
to
to
visit.
commemorate your fine clean-up job.
I dropped them off at Disneyland yesterday, so they could ride back with their family, and
Tell me something. Any chance you
apparently
might
their
be willing to
family
join
is making
forces
them
and
drive
turn
all
out
the
to be
way back up
profitable,
to where I'm
aren't you?
from, which is like a 8-hour
You ever
drive.
heard of the wings of Visteri? Not just another damn
So I'll be up.
This
keep
one
people
was the
company.
highest symbol of the office of the Meraketh, held by the Sekhima of Sekhimas. History books will say the wings were last worn by Sekhima Asenath, the Golden Sekhima, the one who went and got herself murdered by Hector Tatooshus. The only problem is that Tatooshus himself is up and guarding his pretties once more. Still, if you can recover those wings of Visteri, then I'm confident I can sell them back to the Meraketh for a fair sum. They're a cultural icon after all, dripping with sentimental value. What do you say? What little humanity General Tatooshus was born with, he traded in for strength. Went as far as to have Malachi replace his joints with virtue gems. Mad bastard.
Cobalt jewel.
Afterwards, Emperor
What?
Chittis
Oh,
charged
what?
Tatooshus with subduing the Meraketh. A job he took a little too much pleasure in, if you ask me.
That is boo-boo. Unless you're a caster.
You'd suppose someone as crafty as Doedre.
Maybe getting close to time for me to invest in some resistances. Which is kind of up where I have to go anyways, so. Yeah, usually the augments are like pluses to stats or whatnot, but like if it's plus to health or armor, that'll be incorporated into the like information. Yeah, information on the item. Same thing with like elemental damage. Like if you look up at the damage, like adds 1 to 3 cold damage or whatever, you'll see 1 to 3 on there included in the damage. Oh. Thought I was gonna click on a portal trying to attack this guy because he was standing like right in the middle of it. It's like, get off of there. Not that I've come across. Well, later on in the game there's a curse that makes everything really dark, so not everything, but like you can still see things kind of moving around you, but it's kind of like being in the delve where things are really dark. So I don't know if the light radius applies to the delve mechanic specifically, or if it's just in your general like yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, the menagerie I never really figured out either. The last time I did it, like I put some stuff in and a bunch of angry guys spawned. Luckily they didn't kill me except for like once, and then it just dropped a lot of nice gear. I feel like a lot of the extra stuff is just to help farm for gear, like at certain levels.
Hello. Talamoana, Exile?
What's up? Bring me back something nice, huh?
Yeah, you get specifically with like the
Yes?
whatchamacallit? Jesus. Like higher tier maps, you start getting a lot of like the alchemy orbs and the rarer stuff, but there's still some stuff that like you can farm like the highest level of maps and like it's still like a 0.01% drop chance, and people trade all kinds of things for that. Absolutely.
Exile, you've helped me before. You can help me again, can't you? My hope waits for me to the east, tucked away in a shrine in the Quay. The Ankh of Eternity. Veruso, Prima Imperialis, placed it there himself at the dawn of the Empire. If the legends are correct, the Ankh has powers over life and death. When paired with the
Well,
correct
my
Osmian
resistance
ritual,
problem I was just having is
I've learned the
solved
ritual.
for the time being.
All I need is the Ankh of Eternity, and I know I
Was
can
getting
bring
wrecked
Tormund
by
back.
like cold skill use and
Properly this
just
time.
found 2 rings with like 20%
Will you
cold
retrieve the
resistance.
artifact for us? I've tried, but the creatures around the shrine simply too
Considering as
dangerous.
you're saying level like 5
Yes, Tom, and I'm
rings,
getting to
but
that.
nice little
I've
upgrade.
already prepared a site for the ritual out in the Quay. Please meet us there with the Ankh so that I may yet breathe life into my dearest love. Exile, you've helped me before. Be careful.
We may just discover the truth of this world.
Yeah, later on, there's a mechanic called like the Syndicate, where this guy like pops out and helps you kill him, kind of like the beast hunting stuff. And these veiled items will drop, and you unveil them through that guy after you complete the objective. And as you unveil stuff, it unlocks new crafting recipes, but sometimes you have to unveil them like 2 or 3 times to get the rank 1 crafting recipe. But those are like the end game recipes, so it's kind of they kind of change it up towards the end of the game.
My mana is gone.
They're for They're kind of for early game. There's a few late game ones. You just like use them on like regular weapon before you do anything to it, and it gives it some extra stuff or armor. Or you can just save them up for like when you're leveling like an alternate character. Just like get a couple pieces of white gear and throw some of those on. Oh no, not assault ribbons. Getting beat up by party decorations. Later on they get super annoying though. Yeah, because they start like teleporting.
To my ancestors.
My mind is gone.
That may be kind of like how they're designed to work. Like you build out towards certain things, and then over a couple days it decays, and then you build out again. But I don't know, you have more experience than I do with that particular part of the game. I didn't even realize you could go there and do that stuff. I thought you just went into those portals and either got wrecked or made some nice XP and got some items. So since you have so much health and armor, like, if you hit C and then go to defense, it'll tell you your estimated physical damage reduction, because that's all armor does is reduce physical damage. So if you're up in like the 70s or so, 70% of estimated physical damage reduction, you can probably sacrifice a little bit and buff it all out until it's like, you know, close to. Yeah. You could probably spare a little bit of armor to buff like your weakest resistant. I'm looking for the. What? I don't see any parentheses. On. I'm not sure. Like, you're talking about air resistance.
You're right.
Yeah, what is it like? Read me the fire line. Does it say like 75% and then parentheses it says something? So I think what that means is you're at the 75% baseline for the resistance, and you have 90 whatever percent reduced damage from fire abilities. I never really actually noticed that that little parentheses part, but my character was like intelligence and resistance based, so like I didn't really take a lot of damage from it. Sewers. Okay, let's go to the sewers.
It's all right.
My mana is gone.
Plate with 4 red sockets. Me likey. the farming build. How do you mean? As long as they're linked, it doesn't matter what order. They all. Everything's linked together. Yeah. Any gear, anything socketed into any of your gear should level up, but doesn't necessarily mean that the effects are being applied. So like the rarity thing, it augments it. Any enemy killed by a skill that it's attached to should give you more rare items. So if your ground slam is attached to anger and your anger is attached to the item rarity, they'll all benefit from all of each other. Able to tell with that much of a rarity increase, at least a little bit, that it's working, you know. No, you'd be better off taking out one of the ground slams and putting something else in there. Everything has to be directly connected on a piece of armor. So you have ground slam with what is it? Let's say ruthless. You can put a 2 ruthless, or maybe not ruthless. That's another good one. Yeah, you can do those. So like if it's like +5 fire damage, you can stack those on there. But not so much the ruthless or 2 ground slams. You'd be better off putting like another kind of skill in there. Rarity, Onslaught, Herald of Ash, added fire damage, Ruthless, War Banner. I'm looking at your stuff now. What do you got in here? Chance to bleed, melee physical, add fire damage for it. Oh, I need brutality.
Exile. You've helped
and
me
ground
before.
slam is your.
You can help me again, can't you?
Major one.
The Ankh of Eternity. If the legends are correct, the Ankh has powers over life and death. When paired with the correct Asmerian ritual, I've learned the ritual.
Would.
All I need is the Ankh.
So you have a ruthless support in your head. That only works on melee skills. So, support skills have an enemy stun. So you fortify, reckoning. So there's only 2 little things I see, other than the 2 ground slams. Your ruthless
Exile.
support in your
You've
head
helped me before.
has to
You can
be
help me again,
on an
can't
attack
you?
skill,
The Ankh of Eternity.
and you don't have
If the
an
legends are
attack
correct.
skill linked to it in your head. And then cast on critical strike support in your shield. It needs to be it has to be attached to a spell and an attack. So well, it'll account for that, but Oh, wait, never mind. Fortify. Fortify is also a melee attack. I forgot about that. There's 2 Fortify gems. One's just like whenever you're hit, you get Fortify, and the other one's you hit them and get Fortify. So never mind, that's okay. Yeah, just the Ruthless. So what I would do is switch out Ruthless Support with Reckoning. Since Reckoning is a trigger attack, it's an automatic attack, you don't have to push anything. It will benefit from Herald of Ash, the added fire damage support, and I don't know about the War Banner. What's this one? Casting ones. Yeah, and then Reckoning in the head. Yeah, give that a try. Let me see. Sports God. Onslaught. Again, Sports God. Yeah, okay. I don't know what. I don't know how that works. I don't know what onslaught. What is onslaught? Okay, onslaught grants 20% increased attack, cast, and movement speed. So I think I think your onslaught and everything should be fine. I haven't played with that too much. I'm kind of building that direction now, so once I get there, I'll definitely know a little bit more. What do you got in here? Increases movement speed, elemental resistance, movement speed, ignite. Okay. Flasks aren't too bad. Keep an eye out for a Bismuth flask. And trade it out for the Hollowed Life flask. You'll find something that's like the one-handed version of that. Travel to the Lunarnus Temple. Okay. I got Whirlwind. I'm being silly. I'm just messing around with it. It was kind of one of those things where like they gave me a bunch of gem options and none of them really looked real good. So I was like, oh, this looks like a little bit of fun, but you don't move anywhere near as fast as you do in Diablo. You're just like kind of slowly floating around hitting stuff. I just found a upgrade, but I gotta move some stuff around. Higher base damage, more elemental damage. Ooh, ruby flask. I found so many silver coins this time around. Oh, that definitely helped my bleed damage. The nice thing about the, it's called Cyclone in this, is it allows you to move through enemies, so kind of helps if you get in a little pick. first. Put all the fire on everybody. On your fire, is there a chance to ignite? Okay. Because ailments are not quite the same as, yeah, it's frost or poison or that kind of stuff. Not so much, you know, you hit them with fire damage, but once they ignite, that's the ailment.
Hello.
You're right.
I ask Glicken them all the time.
A word of caution.
Am I doing this right, guys?
It might have had some miraculous
They're usually
powers.
like, no.
There's a nasty reason why Barusa
They're like,
put the
what are
bloody
you
thing
doing
away.
with that gem over there?
I've
I'm
tried to
like,
warn Clarissa.
I don't know.
but
Does it
her
work?
ears
They're like,
seem
no,
as
it
dead
literally
as their
does nothing
boyfriend.
for you. Take that out. Or like, why'd you put a point in? That's what they told me with the first character I made. They're like, just delete it. It's beyond helping at this point.
Bring me back something nice, huh?
So I think I kind of see how the stacking bleeding passive skill works now, and the physical damage leached as life works. It's basically specifically for what's this called? Cyclone. Like you're hitting stuff constantly, so you're constantly regenerating life. You're applying bleed, and then you change it so that you take mana from health instead, and you just get rid of mana. So you're just like constantly using and regenerating your life. Yeah. Usually there's some sort of gem or other skill or item that like counterbalances that you have to get for one of those skills. Like to get my chaos inoculation where I only have 1 health, I needed to be able to constantly regen my energy shield and have a huge energy gen pool. And I still get wrecked because I did it a little early, but I'm not gonna learn how to play if I just sit there and get super buffed first. The blue, like the one that makes them from normal. I mean, you can. Especially at your level, it's a better idea for me since I'm leveling so fast and replacing gear so fast. It doesn't really matter, but you definitely want to at least have, I think it's at least 20 to if you find like later on, if you find a really good like unique item, you can upgrade it. Well, the quality gives it a little like stat bonus That's what those do, is increase the quality on it. But save your ones that augment flasks until you get like the proper setup of flasks that you like, because you won't be using like a ton of health and mana flask. Like once you'll get to a point where like you kind of regen everything pretty quickly, and you'll only need like 1 health flask and 1 mana flask for emergency situations, and the rest are just to prevent. The rest of the flasks are for like run speed buffs and that kind of stuff, where or like immunity to curses and stuff like that. For the crafting table? I think you should be okay. You don't have like a lot of energy shield, so energy shield may not really be worth it. But like strength increases, you know, your damage and stuff like that, and your health pool, so that's kind of worth it. Armor, depending on how you're doing with like physical damage, you may augment if you notice like people attacking you are doing a lot of damage, but spells aren't. That sounds like a kind of the better option, more bang for your buck. I have a whole 21 energy shield. Usually when you follow like a build guide, they kind of lean more towards one or the other. There's a few builds and classes that are like, yeah, you know, you need both. And then there's other ones where like you need one or the other. Like, you know, this guy doesn't really have any energy shield, but my other guy only has energy shield. Hard to tell if it was the strength or the passive skill. I kind of have an idea. So I had an idea of how I wanted to build, and then I got this, and the Cyclone, and now I have a new idea of how I want to build it. It's going to be stupid. the spikes. Piety wrecked me. Yeah, it has these kind of like these little, almost like checkpoints where, like, you know, you'll kind of notice, like, oh, you know, these spells are doing a little bit, you know, more damage to me, but I'm fine. You know, I got my health potions and I can survive for it. And then you get to a boss and they hit you with the exact same element, but since it's a boss, it's just like big dick DPS straight to the face, and you're just like, oh, okay. Sometimes you just gotta kind of level it up a little bit. Alright, I now have all three weapon things unlocked. Now I can start building into them. That's kind of what it's looking like. Hold on, let me clean out my damn inventory here. So what I'm looking at is going through the axe tree to get Slaughter. Onslaught grants 20% increased attack casting speed, and then through the mace build to get Culling Strike. Culling Strike means enemies that are on 10% or lower life after your hit are killed instantly. And then the sword build, 15% to cause bleeding. And then going for the removes all mana, spend life instead of mana for skills. 10% increase maximum life, 50% less mana reserved. And then going back down towards the bottom of the tree, finishing up the life leech, adding even more bleed, and then inflict bleeding on an enemy up to 8 times. And then, where is it? Here it is. Dervish, 2% chance to block attacks while dual wielding, 24% increased physical weapon damage while dual wielding, attack speed while dual wielding, attack skills deal 24% increased damage with ailments. And then I don't know where I'm going from there. There's some two-handed. Oh, another dual wielding tree is kind of down here too. Physical weapon damage. Oh, and there's a 1% life regeneration per second up here, so take that. How do I get there? Okay. Go this way too. 1, 2, 3, 1. This build's gonna be so silly on
Pack
like
up
20
our camp
levels.
just before sunrise and journey towards the capital, Exile. We hear the crowd before we see them. The word of our victory spread quickly,
Return to
and
Kitapa.
even the Queen has come to meet us.
I found so many silver coins this run through. Like my first character in this league, like I literally found like 5 coins so far total, and in the last like 3 hours I found like 8 on this guy.
Bye for now.
I need the belt still. Yeah. Oh god. It's gonna hurt so bad. It's gonna hurt everyone else so bad. I'm about to say I was doing a good job the other day in X-Death. I know it's dated content, but really the Almagest is the only kind of, oh, did I do this right moment? Everything else is just like, did everyone else do their thing right, or are they gonna go flying off the edge or something right now? Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm hurt. Come on. Oh look, it's another silver coin. Yeah, just that's pretty recent that started happening. I just changed my weapon out a minute ago. I was just like beating on stuff like, come on, bleed, do some damage. The first like 3 tiers of maps aren't too bad. Once you start getting into 4s and 5s, though, it's noticeable. Like sometimes I'll be like, I'll run through a few dungeon or maps, and then I'll put in you know, like a map that's a tier or 2 higher than what I've been grinding on, and all of a sudden it's just like, blur, and I'm like, oh, okay. The big one for a while that got me was chaos damage. Like it just ignores and energy. Yeah. There's a flask with like a purple diamond in the middle, I want to say, that gives you chaos resistance, but chaos damage ignores energy shield and goes straight for health. So when you are a squishy caster and you step in poison and your health immediately drops to like half, yeah. There's literally, I think it's like Act 8, where like the first place you go is like this weird area where all the mobs are just like, they explode and cause poison damage on the ground. So I had to tread very, very carefully.
They flee from the eyes of Oria.
That's happened to me, like a unique will drop, I'm like, ooh, and I'm like sitting there like unveiling it, not paying attention to my health globe on the left.
one like you roams the land. But they are just the first of many.
I strike the earth once more as I have countless times. But my strike instead of the crack of stone, I am met with flexing sinew. I examine my pickaxe. Dark, red liquid falls.
It just froze up.
My mana is gone.
Oh, you're on your way. Oh yeah, that'll happen. I forgot about that. You'll encounter a tough mob. It's like 30 guys that just
Welcome.
Good luck to you.
I cannot carry this.
Yes?
Good luck to you.
I cannot carry this.
Come over here. You looking sharp? Don't do anything I would.
What is it?
I was out hunting food for our encampment. Like a prowling cat I was, but what I saw, marching across the ruins, made me feel like a little mouse. Gem-studded warriors pounding the earth, led by their strongest, a captain. I've known of these Gemling legionnaires, how they were once the personal swords of Emperor Chittis, but now they rise again, with this captain at their fore. Swallowing my fear, I followed the captain and found a force being gathered within the grain gate. Exile, I know it's not fair for me to ask. You have done so many things for us. But if you were to find the captain and slay him and his men, I would honor you greatly. Our little town would not survive an onslaught such as the captain is likely to enact upon us. There is nothing else.
What's up? Stay out of the shadows. They bite.
Sitting here playing with gems and
My mana is gone.
I haven't figured out quite yet. I can't find the thing I was just looking at. Where the hell? Main World Call. believe it's kind of like a grinding quest log through the maps where you're chasing the Shaper and eventually getting to his ultimate form, and he's the one who like destroyed the world and all that. Yeah, I haven't unlocked the last one yet. Yeah, so far he's been missing me.
Captain Osiris. Remain in the warehouse until I personally send for you. In the unlikely event that Chittus should fall,
Alright,
you and your fellow legionnaires
will
be safely beyond the perimeter of his heart gem's influence. You men and women are my finest work yet. I would not lose you all to some aberration of chance. Malachi, Thaumaturge Laureate.
There's one mob, what is it? Other than the ribbons, there's the scarecrows, and then there's certain water guys that are kind of goofy. Yeah, they're pretty good about
my mana is gone.
Like XP scaling through everything. Because once you get to the level where you start losing XP, it's like a significant amount of XP is lost each time you die. So it's kind of like one of those things like, well, yeah, we'll get you here, and then this is where the real challenge, and it gets real slow, starts happening. Yeah, once you've achieved it, you you're there for good. But I think after level like 90, there's like severe diminishing returns on it. Even if you spam like the highest tier maps. Did you see the cuckoo video for Breath of? It's like cuckoos, the ultimate weapon, and there's like all these people like taunting the cuckoos into attacking like all these big guys. Someone had a boss being attacked by a bunch of them. They didn't show it. Or like potential for it, like if you it'll always highlight 6 slot armor, because if you sell those they give you an item, currency item. It's kind of valuable. So
My mana is gone.
I got a treasure key. Ooh. Yeah. I've noticed it's kind of like any zone that has like a quest and it has a waypoint, or it's like every other zone. Or have to run super far through the zone to get to where you are. Had to put some resist on my armor just to get through the labyrinth. I haven't tried the Scepter of God again because the lightning bolts that he does were one-shotting me. But I kind of want to get to my first specialized points and then go back and whoop his ass. I've gained a couple levels in here anyway, so oh, 6th link, all red slot. Red armor. What is those? The little gray and green ones. Ah, yeah, they do. Yeah, it like you put in like one melee or one skill gem, and then you just buff it with support gems to craziness, or like a bunch of trigger spells. Like there's one that's it's an immortal call that basically it's built for casters who have the chaos inoculation, so they only have the 1 health, and basically as soon as their energy shield hits 0, it automatically goes off. They're immune to all damage for like 4 seconds, and that allows their energy shield to recharge. So you're just kind of like invincible. It gives you like 3 seconds to kill the whatever's hitting you and get out of it before it kills you. Yeah, if there's a lot, that's kind of how you determines what kind of currency you're gonna get. Is more sockets mean better currency. Like 6 sockets basically give you almost a full orb of alchemy. Yeah, if you sell it. Yeah, it has to do with the sale price.
You looking
Alright,
sharp?
final boss. None of those are up. None of those are up. Alright, shouldn't.
Bring me back something nice, huh? Come over here. Don't do anything I would.
My courageous hawk removes yet another snake from the long grass. I offer you a reward, but my mind remains unsettled. The captain lies rotting in the ground, buzzing with flies. But if Gemly Legionnaires can regain their sentience, then can all the monstrosities of the Undying do the same? My thoughts turn to the burrows and chambers beneath the earth of Sarn. Could there be some new, undead civilization growing and preparing itself underground at this very moment? Such thoughts do not make for easy sleeping.
Oh, I got 3 treasure keys. I want this one, and this one, and this. Oh, and 2 more treasure keys. Cobalt jewel, topaz ring.
Let me tell your future.
I think they just kind of, it's a way to get items.
A trap is set, a lure is placed, but stronger foes lie in wait. The metal softens beneath the stone, reshaping with great ease. To plow a field, you need a tool. To harvest grain, you need a tool. To spread corruption, you need a tool. Beneath the midday sun, treasure, stained by corruption, invites an ambush. An adversary, slain, briefly lives on in the lessons taught to the slayer.